A Knife at My Throat, Character Book 3, Unedited, Chapter 2. As I sit at my computer to index all of my pages of writings, I think in this present time I would advertise in a few weeks. I have a few readers around the world. I have a few in the United States. With all the tragic events going on around me, I don't remember life being so bad for people. But I never had life so good. Sure, I am clothed, fed, and with shoes on my feet. I guess the rest of my existence to satisfy doesn't mean anything. I am adding print, changing font colors, trying to complete today. Never seems to be complete. And edit for mistakes. I figure if I receive an A now in the general acceptance level of my writings, I can find the plus sign later. I do find some mistakes. I leave those for the percentage of mistakes per letter used in normal at a 0.0001. If it's good enough for me, I'm fine. If I have to look twice for problems, I get tired and want to quit. I work hard to make every writing complete the first time. Could be mathematics wasn't used properly in my house for the final outcome of a decision. I don't think many people spend time on final outcomes of how their children will live. What they will find isn't a priority for some unknown specific reason. Could be the reason is no one would have children. There would be no society. This would be like the void of darkness. What is wrong with the void of darkness? My cubbyhole closet was my space, and I would plan how to escape into one day. I would leave, never to return. One notebook, pen, star in the sky, along with my want for my life, is as real as I feel like jumping on my bed just to make my mother scream at me. That is, if I owned a bed and if my mother was around. I wonder if she would have been different had I gotten to scream at her always and tell her she was unwanted. There are many places I could be tonight. Instead, I wonder why I got to take baths with my best boyfriend as a baby. If I did wake from my past experiences, I probably wouldn't notice. A thought of interest came upon me. Was I early, on time, or late at birth? Will I tonight ever lead me to more than all of the tonights known? I realized for a moment how my father used to sit on the porch after work to have his cup of coffee. He kept the whiskey in the bottom cabinets for the other restful moments he needed. My father rolled his own cigarettes. I can't imagine doing that. The memory of a 1949 penny fell into the furnace vent reminds me how he had all his teeth pulled. Don't know how that relates. Why was this common in his time on Earth? Those cigarette baseball cards were fun to collect. Why was my time on Earth not with the valuable collecting items? Who has all of these treasures? Were they mistakenly trashed when the house was sold? Or taken and sold, but never shared with the earnings? Do you have any idea how long it takes to upload over 10,000 writings? Do index pages, number all the writings, edit for mistake, title what wasn't titled, and write a short story about my life on very little money to survive, and the only reason, something to do I enjoy. Then I have these games I miss playing with my father. Heads and tails with coin was fun. Heads he won, tails I lost. I always lost. What was hidden under the walnut shell was a game too with my father. The typical choose which one of three had the quarter. I lost this too. I used to think he never put a quarter under any of the shells. The closed fist of both hands to pick the one with the memory is also my loss. I still think he never put a quarter in his hand. Could be I had to rationalize why I didn't make the right choice. I don't seem to make good choices in my life ever. Does this come from the one I don't care attitude I had when young, after so much negative from my mother? I think so. Drama was so part of all of my life. I run from any start of a fight. Discussion makers no sense with an anger. Why do people play such stupid games? I loved clover and dandelions. I was told to stop eating those by my father. My father didn't understand the health advantages to good old-fashioned nature. He could never understand why I preferred outdoors over indoors. If indoors was safe for me, I may have not been outdoors so much.